Hi, my name is Amar. Welcome to another video on clinical research concepts. In this video, we will look at why drug safety work continues long after a medicine receives marketing approval. We will look at the limits of pre-approval trials, the strengths and weaknesses of routine pharmacovigilance, and why active surveillance became such an important advance. By the end of this video, you should clearly understand how proactive monitoring helps in protecting the patients who may be missed by traditional reporting systems. Approval is an important milestone, but it is not the point at which all safety questions are answered. Before approval, a medicine is studied in controlled clinical trials with defined inclusion criteria, limited sample sizes, and relatively short follow up periods. Once the product enters the real world, those controls disappear. The medicine may be used in elderly patients, children, people with multiple diseases, and patients taking several other drugs at the same time. That is exactly why post marketing safety surveillance is essential. Rare reactions, delayed toxicities, and clinically important interactions may only become visible after very large number of patients start using the product in everyday practice. C. Clinical trials are designed to establish efficacy and safety under controlled conditions, but they cannot capture every possible outcome. A trial may include only a few thousand participants, which means it is underpowered to detect very rare adverse events. It may also exclude patients with renal impairment, hepatic disease, pregnancy, extreme age, or extensive comorbidity conditions. In addition, the treatment period is often much shorter than real world exposure. As a result, pre approval data provide a strong foundation but not a complete picture. The transition from trail use to broad population use introduces new variables, and these variables can materially change the benefit risk profile of a medicine. Pharmacovigilance is the science and practice of detecting, assessing, understanding, and preventing adverse effects and other medicine related problems. In practical terms, it relies on continuous reporting, review, and communication. Healthcare professionals, pharmaceutical companies, and patients contribute for the safety information through individual case safety reports. These reports are reviewed locally, nationally, and internationally so that unusual patterns can be identified. The process is cumulative. One case report may seem isolated, but a cluster of similar reports from different regions can suggest a new signal that derives medical evaluation, regulatory review, and sometimes risk minimization action. One of the major strengths of modern pharmacovigilance is the ability to combine reports across countries and health systems. When national centers contribute to a global database, the field gains a much broader view of medicine safety than any one country could achieve alone. This scale improves the chances of detecting uncommon but important risks. A global database also supports earlier signal detection because the same pattern may emerge in multiple regions before it becomes obvious in any single local dataset. In that sense, the database functions as a shared public health resource, turning many individual observations into evidence that can guide action. Even a strong spontaneous reporting system has important limitations. It depends on someone recognizing a possible adverse reaction, documenting it, and submitting a report. That means underreporting is built into the system. The gaps may be larger in rural settings, low resource environments, or populations with limited access to formal healthcare. Some groups may also be underrepresented because of differences in genetics, patterns of medicine use, or use of traditional and herbal products that are not routinely captured in standard reporting channels. These blind spots matter because if certain communities are not adequately represented in safety data, their risks may be detected later or described less accurately. Active surveillance was developed to address these limitations. Instead of waiting for reports to arrive, investigators deliberately seek out safety information from defined populations, hospitals, registries, sentinel sites, or electronic health record systems. This allows more systematic follow up, better denominator data, and stronger understandings of incidents within specific patient groups. Active surveillance is particularly valuable when a medicine is new or when a known risk requires closer monitoring or even when a population may be overlooked by passive systems. It supports a more equitable approach to safety because it helps in identifying harms in patients who might otherwise remain invisible. It aligns well with a personalized medicine as well, where factors such as genetics can influence whether the same drug is beneficial for one patient but hazardous for another. So, the key message is that approval does not end the safety story of a medicine. Active surveillance strengthens pharmacovigilance by moving from passive receipt of reports to a purposeful, focused safety detection. That shift helps us in making drug safety more accurate, more inclusive, and more responsive to the needs of real patients. Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to Clinical Research Concepts. See you all in the next video.